Red flags. Narcissists love living in a fantasy world. A lot of narcissists are so drawn to the drama that they see on TV, whether it be reality television or scripted TV series. It's not a simple guilty pleasure. It's something that they really dissect and try to incorporate into their reality. They take notes on this stuff. They use it as a lesson that they apply into their everyday life. Let me give you some examples. Story time. So, my ex would love to sit there and watch episodes of Love and Hip Hop. And for a while, it was something that he'd get me to watch with him. So I'm thinking, whatever, this is some quality time. This is a way we're going to spend some time just to sit next to each other and watch TV. Okay. But he would get a kick out of the sleazy behavior exhibited by the men on some of those shows, how they had multiple women fighting over them, how they had multiple baby mothers, and the girls constantly being sucked back into this toxic, nasty individual. He would laugh like a hyena hysterically about how dumb he thought these women were. How could, how these men would just get away with this ridiculous behavior. And he just found it very funny. So I'm sitting there watching it with empathy, feeling very sorry for these women and like how they got caught up in this like triangulated situation, um, just cringing inside. These women were getting broken down bit by bit. And then you see them on the reunions and they're crying and sobbing and they're still just they've had enough, but then they're still in love with this monster of a person that they share a child with. Anyway, leading into the scripted shows. So my ex used to watch Power, and then he got me into watching Power because I was like not really watching much TV. So he's like, "Oh, you got to watch this show." So I started watching it with him. And the way this man played in my face. Now, if you want to get a better understanding of how a narcissist operates, it's scripted and all, but you really have to watch Power. Go watch it again. If you've already seen it, just go watch it for learning purposes. So my ex was telling me like, "Oh, this show is genius." Right? And mind you, yes, 50 Cent, he's done incredible with all the different series, how they link back to the original Power. And then the prelude with Raising Canaan. I am a fan of the shows. Anyway, he was starting to tell me about how the main character, and if it's a spoiler alert, if you have not seen it, let me just give you a warning now. I'm about to say some things that might spoil the show for you if you have not seen it. But the main character is married. He's married to someone he grew up in the gang, the drug dealing game. And my ex was like, but the wife, she's annoying. And then he starts cheating on her with an ex girlfriend from back in the day from high school, a Spanish girl. So his wife is black, and then the girlfriend that his first love was Spanish. But she's like this FBI agent, and she's trying to basically bust him without knowing that this is who she tries to bust. But yeah, the way he played in my face with that whole thing, like, oh yeah, the wife, she's annoying, but he starts cheating on her and she kind of deserves it. And in my mind, I'm like, how is he saying this about a woman deserving to be cheated on? Like, there's really no reason why anybody deserves that. Like if something is over, if something's no longer working to your liking. If you fall out of love with somebody, just, you know, be amicable, be respectful, and you can end things on a more mature level. But being deceitful, lying, and downright disrespecting and putting other people's lives in jeopardy by having affairs and sleeping with other people unprotected, that's not okay. That is never okay. But in watching this show, this man that I was with is try to emulate the character of Ghost from the show Power. He tried to be smooth and woo the panties off of multiple women. In one of the episodes, Ghost and his girlfriend from back in the day, they're talking about how they just want to be normal couple without hiding out in public because he's married, and he's telling her he's going to leave his wife, but then he would go back sometimes and sleep with his wife. It was really messy, but he was telling her he wants to escape with her. He wants to move away to live in Miami. And some of the texts that I was presented with by one of the girls that my ex was cheating on me with, he was doing the same thing, wooing her, telling her like he's separated, he's getting a divorce, he used to live this American dream, and he had a house and blah blah blah, and but he wanted to move away with her. He wanted to even fake his death. He wanted to get a tiki bar and live on an island somewhere with her. When I eventually confronted him about those type of messages, he told me, "Oh, I was just bullshitting her. I didn't mean none of that. I was just talking shit. I was living in a fantasy." Now, just ask yourself like what it is about certain shows that people are so into. Are they actually trying to take on the personality and personas of these characters and living this so called fantasy life, a life that is going to be more self and destructive and disruptive to you? Because they love drama. Everything is an act when it comes to narcissistic, toxic men and women. Be safe out there. I share these stories to spread more awareness, and hopefully, you guys will be able to take what I've went through and use it to your advantage. Take the knowledge and the wisdom, you guys. All right, be safe.